The alarm blares at 6:05 a.m., a digital siren pulling you from the depths of insufficient sleep. Before your eyes fully adjust, your hand is already reaching for the phone, a Pavlovian response to the phantom buzz of incoming emails. The day has begun not with a quiet moment of reflection, but with a jolt of manufactured urgency. You rush through a shower, your mind already in a meeting room 3 postcodes away, rehearsing talking points and anticipating objections. Downstairs, the scene is one of controlled chaos. Toast is burned, milk is spilled. A small voice asks about a school project that floats unanswered in a room thick with the unspoken tension of the ticking clock. This isn't just a busy morning, it's the opening ceremony of the daily rat race. This frantic ballet is performed in millions of homes every single day. We tell ourselves it's a necessary evil, a temporary sprint on the path to a greater goal. We are building a career, securing a future, providing for our families. But the real currency we are spending is not effort or ambition, but something far more finite and precious, our present moment. Time is the most democratic asset we possess. Everyone gets 24 hours a day. Yet, for those caught in the rat race, it feels like a currency being constantly devalued. The modern workplace has become a master thief, not in a single dramatic heist, but through 1,000 tiny daily cuts. It starts with the commute, an unpaid block of time spent in traffic or wedged into a crowded train, bookended by the expectation to be on the moment you walk in and available long after you leave. The traditional 9 to 5 has become a quaint relic. Now, the workday bleeds into evenings, weekends, even holidays, its tendrils reaching through the smartphone into the most private corners of our lives. The theft is often subtle, disguised as opportunity or responsibility. An email sent at 9 p.m. requires a quick response. A project with a tight deadline necessitates a working weekend. These are framed as exceptional circumstances, but they quickly become the unwritten rule. The rat race demands a toll, and it is ruthlessly efficient at collecting it from your physical and mental well-being. This health tax is an insidious, compounding debt that many don't recognize until the bills come due in the form of burnout, chronic illness, a mental health crisis. It begins with the seemingly small things. Sleep is the first casualty, trimmed at both ends to accommodate early starts and late finishes. We treat it as a luxury rather than a biological necessity, fueling ourselves with caffeine to mask the ever-growing deficit. This constant state of sleep deprivation is not a sign of strength. It is a direct assault on our cognitive function, immune system, and emotional regulation. Next comes nutrition. When time is scarce, convenience becomes king. The leisurely lunch break is replaced by a sad desk salad, a hastily eaten sandwich over a keyboard. Dinner is often a last-minute decision, dictated by exhaustion, leading to a reliance on takeout and processed foods. The primary carrot dangled at the end of the rat race stick is money. It's the great motivator, the promised reward for all the sacrifice. A higher salary promises a better life. A bigger house in a safer neighborhood, better schools for your children, exotic vacations, a comfortable retirement. For many, these are not just wants but deeply felt needs. The financial security offered by a demanding corporate job can provide a powerful sense of stability and pride. It allows you to eliminate the stress of living paycheck to paycheck and to provide opportunities for your loved ones that you may not have had yourself. This is the undeniable upside of the bargain. However, this financial gain often comes with a hidden clause, the golden handcuffs. As your income rises, so does your lifestyle. The modest apartment becomes a mortgaged house. The reliable sedan is upgraded to a luxury SUV. Your expenses inflate to meet and often exceed your new salary. Soon, the high-pressure job is no longer a choice, but a necessity to maintain the life you've constructed. This is the paradox of the rat race. The very thing you pursued for freedom becomes the source of your imprisonment. Our culture has canonized the hustle, you know. We glorify the entrepreneur who sleeps 4 hours a night, the executive who is always online, the employee who burns the midnight oil. This narrative positions relentless work not just as a path to success, but as a moral virtue. To be busy is to be important. To be tired is to be dedicated. This myth is perpetuated from the top down in many corporate environments. Praise is lavished on those who are the first to arrive and the last to leave. Answering an email at 11 p.m. is seen as a sign of commitment, creating a toxic feedback loop where everyone feels pressured to demonstrate their devotion through constant availability. This dangerous equation of hours worked with value contributed is fundamentally flawed. It rewards presence over performance and endurance over efficiency. This creates a culture of performative work, where employees feel compelled to look busy to justify their position. They sit at their desks late into the evening, not because they are being productive, but because leaving at 5 p.m. would be seen as a lack of commitment. This system is not only inefficient, it is profoundly dehumanizing, reducing people to metrics of time spent rather than problems solved. The social consequences of this obsession with busyness are far-reaching. Escaping the rat race doesn't have to mean selling all your possessions, moving to a remote island. A dramatic overhaul is intimidating and often unrealistic. The key is to start with small, deliberate experiments to reclaim control over your time and attention. Think of yourself as a scientist and your life as the laboratory. Your goal is not to find a single perfect solution, but to run a series of tests to see what works for you and your family. The first and most powerful experiment is to establish sacred, non-negotiable boundaries. For example, declare a no-email evening from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Turn off notifications, put the phone in another room. Dedicate that time entirely to your family. Dedicate that time entirely to yourself. Protect key rituals. Make family dinner and a child's bedtime story unbreakable appointments. Treat them with the same seriousness as a meeting with your most important client. Apply the 80-20 principle. For 1 week, focus maniacally on high-impact tasks and ruthlessly minimize the rest. Batch check your email and decline meetings without a clear agenda. Propose reversible, data-driven experiments, like a 2-week work-from-home day or a 4-day week pilot, to lower risk and increase your odds of a yes. For too long, we have allowed the rat race to define success for us. We have accepted a narrow definition of wealth measured in dollars, job titles, square footage. But the frantic pace, the stolen time, the mounting health tax have shown us the bankruptcy of this model. The real return on investment in life is not found on a balance sheet, but in the richness of our daily experience. It's time to redefine wealth not as the accumulation of more, but as the possession of enough. Enough money, enough time, enough health, enough connection. This shift in perspective begins with a simple but profound question. What is all this for? Is the goal to have a prestigious career? Or is it to live a joyful and meaningful life? The two are not mutually exclusive, but the rat race often forces a choice. True wealth is having the freedom to choose, to stop work at 5 to coach your child's team, to take a walk midday to clear your head, to stop trading your life for a paycheck. This is the new ROI, return on intention. The rat race is both a system and a choice. You don't have to quit your job or abandon your ambitions. Decide what your currency of success will be. The race may be loud and fast, but the most rewarding life is often found in the quiet moments you choose to protect. That is the real truth, and it is the only one that is truly worth it. Thank you for watching. Consider subscribing, like, share, and comment. Until next time.